Question 1001. California's Consumer Recovery Account pays a maximum per transaction of A. $10,000, B. $50,000, C. $100,000, D. There is no monetary limit on refunds. The California Real Estate Consumer Recovery Account is a fund designed to protect the public. It was established to compensate individuals who experience financial losses. This happens when the losses are due to a licensed real estate professional's fraudulent or wrongful actions. The maximum payment for any single transaction is $50,000. The maximum amount that can be paid out against any one licensee, regardless of the number of transactions, is $250,000. This fund offers financial protection to those negatively impacted by dishonest real estate professionals. Question 1002. The income approach to appraisal is based on all the following principles, except A. Substitution, B. Addition, C. Comparison, D. Anticipation. Correct answer is B. Addition. The income approach to appraisal values a property based on the income it is expected to generate. It relies on the following principles. 1. Substitution. This principle states that a prudent buyer will pay no more for a property than they would pay for a comparable substitute. In the income approach, this means comparing the income potential of similar properties. 2. Anticipation. This principle suggests that value is based on the expectation of future benefits, in this case, the future income the property will generate. The principle of addition is related to the cost approach to appraisal, where the value of added improvements is considered. It's not directly a principle of the income approach. The income approach focuses on the present value of future income streams, not the cost of adding physical components. Question 1003. Even though he knows the correct boundary line of his property, owner Owen fails to bring a lawsuit to establish title until after neighbor Nathan finishes building a house which encroaches on Owen's property. Owen's suit will be A. Successful, if Owen's property is being encroached upon, B. Barred by the legal doctrine of laches. C. Successful, if Owen can prove Nathan should have known that he was encroaching upon Owen's property. D. Successful, if Owen can prove a reasonable person should have known he was encroaching on Owen's property. Correct answer is B. Barred by the legal doctrine of laches. Laches is an equitable doctrine that prevents someone from asserting a right or claim if they have unreasonably delayed doing so. And that delay has prejudiced, harmed, another party. In this case, Owen knew the boundary line but waited until Nathan built a house that encroached on his property. This delay caused significant harm to Nathan, as he now has a structure built on land that isn't entirely his. Because of Owen's unreasonable delay, the court would likely invoke the doctrine of laches and prevent Owen from forcing Nathan to remove the house. Question 1004. A listing. A. Tends to set the fair market value of the property, B. Should be taken at a price much higher than fair market value if that price is what the owner insists upon. C. Usually reflects the highest price an owner believes he can obtain for his property. D. Is not of much importance in the success of a real estate broker's business as he earns commissions only on what the office actually sells. Correct answer is C. Usually reflects the highest price an owner believes he can obtain for his property. A listing price is typically the price the seller believes they can get for their property. While a good agent will advise the seller on a realistic market price, the final listing price is ultimately the seller's decision. They may choose to list higher than market value, hoping to get a better offer. While the agent can't force the seller to list at a specific price, taking an extremely overpriced listing is generally bad practice. It can lead to the property sitting on the market for a long time, making it harder to sell even at a later price reduction. The agent has a duty to advise the client on a realistic price. Listings attract buyers, leading to sales of those properties and others to clients who didn't buy the original listing. Listings are the lifeblood of a real estate brokerage. Question 1005. The most common type of loan made by institutional lenders is the A. Partially amortized installment note, B. Straight note, C. Fully amortized fixed-rate note, D. Adjustable rate mortgage. Correct answer is C. Fully amortized fixed-rate note. Partially amortized installment note, also known as a balloon payment loan. These loans have regular payments that don't fully amortize the loan, resulting in a large, balloon, payment at the end of the term. While they exist, they are not as common as fully amortized loans. Straight note, also known as a term loan or interest-only loan. With a straight note, the borrower only pays interest during the loan term, with the entire principal due at the end. These are less common for residential mortgages. Adjustable rate mortgages are prevalent, but they are generally not the most common type of loan. The most common loan for residential real estate from institutional lenders is the fully amortized fixed-rate mortgage. Fully amortized means the regular payments, usually monthly, cover both principal and interest. This loan is fully paid off by the end of the loan term. Fixed rate means the interest rate remains the same throughout the loan term, providing predictable monthly payments. These features make fully amortized fixed-rate loans popular with both lenders, due to predictable income streams, and borrowers, due to stable payments. Question 1006. A real estate purchase in which the buyer obtains possession of a property while the seller retains legal title until the debt is fully repaid is called a land sales contract, B. Trust deed, C. Mortgage, D. Such a transaction cannot legally exist. Correct answer is a land sales contract. A trust deed involves three parties: the borrower, trustor, the lender, beneficiary, and a neutral third party, trustee. The borrower transfers legal title to the trustee, who holds it as security for the loan. When the loan is repaid, the trustee transfers the title to the borrower. This is different from the seller retaining title. The mortgage, similar to a trust deed, a mortgage creates a lien on the property as security for the loan. The borrower retains legal title, but the lender has the right to foreclose if the borrower defaults. Again, this differs from the seller retaining title. Land sales contract, also known as a contract for deed, installment land contract, or land contract. This type of agreement allows the buyer, vendee, to take possession of the property and make payments to the seller, vendor, over a specified period. The seller retains legal title to the property until the buyer has made all the agreed upon payments. Only then does the seller transfer the deed to the buyer, granting them full legal ownership. This matches the description in the question. Question 1007. A less than freehold estates refers to one owned by A. Lessees, B. Holder of a life estate, C. Holder of a fee simple estate, D. Trust deed beneficiaries. Correct answer is A. Lessees. A life estate is a freehold estate, meaning it represents ownership, although it's limited to the duration of someone's life. A fee simple estate is the highest form of ownership in real property, representing absolute ownership with unlimited duration. This is also a freehold estate. A beneficiary in a trust deed holds a security interest, a lien, in the property, not a possessory interest. The borrower, trustor, holds the possessory interest. A less than freehold estate is a possessory interest in real property that is limited in duration. It's also known as a leasehold estate. This is the type of estate held by a lessee, tenant, who has the right to possess and use the property for a specific period under a lease agreement. The key distinction is that less than freehold estates, leaseholds, grant possession but not ownership. While freehold estates, like fee simple and life estates, represent ownership. Question 1008. An agent should probably use the assumptive close method of closing a sale if it appears that the client is A. Sending positive signals. B. Agreeing with what the agent is saying about the property. C. Asking questions about the price or other financial details regarding the property. D. All of the above. Correct answer is D. All of the above. The assumptive close is a sales technique where the agent assumes the client is ready to buy and proceeds with actions that imply the sale is already happening. This technique is most effective when the client is showing positive buying signals. Positive buying signals are verbal and nonverbal cues that a potential buyer is interested in making a purchase. Recognizing these signals can help salespeople or agents know when to move towards closing the deal. A. Sending positive signals. This includes nonverbal cues like nodding, smiling, or physically moving closer to the property. It suggests the client is comfortable and receptive. B. Agreeing with what the agent is saying about the property. When a client agrees with the agent's points about the property's features, benefits, or value, it shows they are mentally accepting the proposition. C. Asking questions about the price or other financial details regarding the property. This is a strong indicator of interest. When a client moves from general curiosity to specific questions about the financial aspects, they're often trying to figure out how to make the purchase happen. Question 1009. Which of these is not an essential element for creating an easement by prescription? A. Open and notorious use, known or should have been known to public. B. Hostile use to the owner, owner has not given permission. C. Payment of property taxes. D. Continuous and uninterrupted use for 5 years or more. Correct answer is C. Payment of property taxes. An easement by prescription is a legal method to gain the right to use someone else's land. It is similar to adverse possession, but it grants a right of use rather than full ownership. This is done without the express permission of the property owner. The following are the essential elements required to establish such an easement. A. Open and notorious use. The use must be so obvious that the property owner either knows about it or should have known about it. B. Hostile use. The use must be without the owner's permission. If the owner has granted permission, it's considered a license, not an adverse claim. D. Continuous and uninterrupted use. The use must be consistent over the statutory period, without being stopped by the owner. In California, this period is 5 years. Claim of right. The user must be using the property as if they have a right to do so, without recognizing the owner's authority to stop them. For an adverse possession claim, which transfers full ownership, you must pay property taxes. In contrast, this is not required for an easement by prescription. An easement only grants the right to use a portion of a property. Question 1010. The of a roof indicates how steep it is. A. Pitch. B. Angle. C. Siding. D. Horizontal clearance. Correct answer is A. Pitch. Siding is the exterior covering of the walls of a building, not related to the roof's steepness. Horizontal clearance refers to the horizontal distance between two objects or surfaces, and is not related to roof steepness. While the pitch relates to the angle of the roof, pitch is the specific term used in construction and roofing to describe the steepness using the rise over run ratio. It's the ratio of the roof's vertical rise to its horizontal span, or run. It's often expressed as a fraction, e.g., 4/12 pitch, meaning the roof rises 4 feet for every 12 feet of horizontal distance. A roof with an unusually steep pitch indicates Tudor, Victorian, shed, and A-frame styles. A roof with an unusually low pitch indicates Craftsman, Prairie, Ranch, Monterey, and Spanish styles.